Okay.
What if I did that every time I sipped?
Should we do ASMR? Yeah. Hello, welcome to Miss Thing. Oh no.
Miss Thing.
Greg?
Miss Thing.
I thought this was a duet.
Oh,
so you're just gonna sing all the parts? Those are not the right sounds. Can you hear me? Bonk.
Welcome to Miss Thing. I'm Greg.
And I'm Tim. And this is a podcast that celebrates and appreciates our Miss Things of the past, present, and future.
Yeah, in every episode, we take a key moment from our Miss Thing's storied career and do what we sort of do best, which is make it all about us.
And this is a huge episode.
Miss Thing.
What Greg was doing there is a little hint for the episode to come, which is this is our Olympics
episode. We are a little bit ahead of the Summer Olympics in France.
Yeah,
we're actually smack dab in the middle by the time this is airing.
We are filming this in late July.
And we're also coming at you from France.
We are in front of the Arc de Triomphe.
Sure. Yes, we are in an apartment in front of the Arc de Triomphe.
You can see it through our window.
Yeah, if we were to remove this wall, you'd see the Arc de Triomphe.
But seeing as this is a huge episode, I think it is only fitting to start off with a game.
Okay. Luckily, I doped up ahead of time.
Oh, I can tell it all in your eyes. So this game is called Gold, Silver, Bronze, Miss Thing French Edition. Now, it could be a better name. I realize it's a long name.
There's a lot of steps to the name, so it's gonna take me a minute to sort of figure out. Well, I'd like to hear the rules, actually.
I'm gonna be real with you. I didn't actually think of the name before it came out. I just started listing things.
Yeah, it was quite a long list.
But I do think it's very it states what the game is.
Yeah, and it's appropriate, I guess, for the event.
Yeah, I think I want you to rank things either gold, silver, or bronze amongst these list of 3 things.
Okay.
And they happen to be all French themed.
Okay, let's see how much I know about these French themed things.
Oh, you will.
Okay.
The first category or list is Marion Cotillard, Léa Seydoux, and Audrey Tautou. Please rank gold, silver, bronze.
And of course, those are all names that oh wait, no, they don't rhyme. But two of them do.
Yeah.
Okay. So Marion Cotillard, Léa Seydoux, Audrey Tautou.
Oui.
Well, I'd have to give Marion the gold. Wait, I'm supposed to list it bronze to gold, but
well, you can do however you want.
I'm going to give Marion the gold.
Okay.
For La Vie en Rose, and also for her, which I haven't seen it yet, her forthcoming role in The Morning Show Season 4.
Oh my God, I'm so excited for that.
A show that I've only seen 37 minutes of the first episode of. Léa Seydoux, silver.
Okay.
And Audrey Tautou, bronze, because she's been out of the limelight for a little bit. Yeah. I think you need to be working a little hard.
She's out of the limelight, but not forgotten.
Never forgotten.
Okay, next. Baguette, crepe, French toast.
Oh, this is hard. Okay. Well, it's not so hard. Crepe, bronze. Never order it. You will not find me ordering a crepe.
Yeah.
I can never tell if it's crepe or crepe.
I actually was really self-conscious that I said crepe, and then I was like, am I going to regret that when I listened to this episode back?
Whichever way I say it's going to be wrong. Whichever way you said it's going to be right. Crepe, I believe, is what it is.
Okay.
Crepe, bronze, French toast, silver. What was my other option? Croissant.
Baguette.
Number
if I was
one.
Smarter, I would have done croissant. Yeah.
Yeah. An addendum to the croissant gold.
Gold.
Coming out of left field.
Okay. cigarette, no bra, rude attitude. My morning mantra, otherwise known. But please rank.
Cigarette, no bra,
Rude attitude.
rude attitude. Whoa, sort of, yeah, describe me in a sentence. I'm gonna have to go with cigarette, bronze. Sorry,
Yeah.
as it is currently, out
Yeah.
in my
you
book.
don't need an early death.
Rude attitude, silver.
Wow, shocking.
Gold, we're going for no bra. I like to be free.
If you were a woman, you would never wear a bra.
I would never wear a bra. I don't touch my hair.
Yeah.
I just, what you see is what you get.
Un petit peu. Enchanté. Au contraire.
Let me put them all in my mouth. Au petit peu. Au
Enchanté.
enchanté.
Au contraire.
Au contraire. Au petit peu. Bronze. Even though I probably do this a little bit more au contraire, silver. Enchanté, gold.
That was the correct answer.
Of course. That's basically the French equivalent of charmed, I'm sure, which is my favorite greeting.
Always, you're always saying that.
That's how I
Yeah.
introduce myself to. Whenever I meet someone new, I say charmed, I'm sure.
You actually, every time I say, "Hey, Greg," you go, "Charmed, I'm sure." I'm like, oh, here we go. Okay, and then last but not least,
Okay.
This is the theme category, the only themed category.
Okay.
It's called American Girl Not in Paris.
Uh-huh.
And the category is Rachel, who got off the plane.
Okay. Right. Okay, of course.
Carrie, who leaves Alexandre Petrovsky. And Elsie, the girl who didn't go to Paris.
Okay, wow.
Please rank.
This is the easiest one for me.
Okay.
Bronze, Carrie. Sorry, the Alexandre relationship in the last season, after I put in those hard yards.
Know.
I'm sorry. Maybe it's an unpopular opinion. I don't think it is. I couldn't handle that. Bronze, Rachel. Wait. Where am I?
Silver.
Silver is Rachel. Above Carrie is Rachel.
Yes.
Gold, of course, goes to Elsie.
Anyways, that was the game.
But speaking of going for the gold, do you happen to have a Dog Mom sauce, Tim? A doll of the day, mother of the moment, sister of the second, of course, aka Dog Mom sauce, our weekly segment where we talk about what we're currently obsessed with in the culture.
My Dad Mom sauce this week is the zit on my leg.
Oh, which leg?
This one, you haven't seen it yet, which is shocking, but it's actually because it's reached its demise. You can still see it, but it's no longer at the height of its power.
Sure, it's past the apex.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Sort of withering, which I also very much relate to. And part of why it's my Dad Mom sauce.
Of course.
But over the weekend, this leg zit, as I like to call it, came out of nowhere, so huge, right above the knee.
Yeah, it's an unexpected placement for a zit. I just don't think you could ever prepare yourself for something like that.
No, and normally if I get a zit, I'm kind of like, I need this zit to withdraw from the union of my appendages, otherwise known as my body.
Sure, the IATSE,
yes,
if you will.
You know, I want this leg zit to, Brexit, but for some reason, because it's like above the knee, it's so random that I really didn't care. I was kind of like, I'm hang out,
Yeah, at that point, you sort of need to investigate what's going on medically within.
Oh, 100%. I was like, if anything, I was kind of like, okay, you're a star. You're just like, I'm not giving enough attention to above my knee skin.
Yeah.
And
you're doing things differently in this town.
Yeah, exactly. And then I was like, okay, should I pop it? And then it was one of those things, I was with Anthony, and he was sort of very you vibes, whereas like immediately it was like, we need to pop it.
Reaching.
I think it needed a little more time to gestate, get bigger.
Yeah, you need to let it sort of rise to the let the cream rise to the top, if you will.
Exactly. And then I think I waited a little bit too long, and then it was going to be like a massive, like Mount Vesuvius, like a huge scar.
Sure,
And then
Dante's Peak.
Yes, exactly. And I was kind of like, then I grew attached to it. She kind of became like my companion for over, the weekend.
Okay.
And for that reason, she is my dad mom sauce.
That's beautiful.
You can even see, I don't know if you can see it.
Oh, she's cute. Yeah,
She's
she
cute.
looks like she's healing.
She's healing.
Nature is healing.
Nature is healing.
Nature.
Yeah, yeah.
They don't all hit.
Greg, do you have a dad mom sauce?
Such a fascinating question to be asked on my own pod. Notice I didn't say our pod.
I actually did notice
my
I was gonna
own
let it slip.
pod.
Yeah.
I do have a dad mom sauce, and that in the year 2024 is the television series Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Okay, famously have never seen.
What?
I know.
You know, that famous husband of the pod has never watched it either.
I've seen a lot of clips.
So many things happen on that show that have like been ripped from the headlines of my own life.
Okay.
So by the way, I was sick this weekend.
You are.
And I spent a lot of time at home, and I just caught up on the last few seasons of Curb Your Enthusiasm, which I had missed. Some of the things that happen include when someone takes Larry's glasses off his face, puts them on someone else to try them on, and then he puts them back on his face, and he's screaming, "Oh, they don't fit!" They fall off his face, which is literally something I've lost friends over.
Someone did that to you?
I don't like letting people try on my glasses because when I get them back, if they have a different shaped face than me, when I get them back, they never fit the same. They never fit the same. This is a real thing.
I as someone who doesn't have glasses, I feel like if I had glasses, I would feel the exact same way.
If these, with their thin wire framies, went on another face, I'm sorry, you might as well throw them in a fire. You might as well throw them in a fire.
Don't tempt me with a good time.
Okay. I am nothing if not the love child of Larry David and Valerie Cherish. I was born with both of their worst qualities. I am an amalgamation of the two. So there's the glasses thing. There's another episode where someone plops too hard on the couch next to him and he spills, and then he gets in a fight with them for plopping too hard, which is something that I have done.
Oh, I'm a plopper, so I feel like I would be on the receiving end of that.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure
We're
I've
minutes away
got
from that. Yeah.
I'm sure I've truly gotten in a fight with you about this. This you're really gonna love. At one point, he's at his friend's house. Tells him to get a glass, put some ice in it, and put a drink in it. And he goes, "No, ice smells."
Oh, here we go.
What do you have to say about that?
Famously, Greg and Vat think that the ice in this apartment smells.
Not necessarily this apartment.
Oh, in general?
Your old apartment in West Hollywood.
I thought it was like, is that why? Because at one point when I moved in here, you guys got me
a Brita.
A Brita.
We got you.
And it felt very pointed. But it was beautiful. And then
it was like, not quite a Brita. It was like a nicer.
Yeah, it was like a vase Brita.
Yes, we did get that for you, and that was the purpose.
And ever since then, I do the Brita for my ice cubes. So, listeners, you can breathe easy.
Oh, that behavior changed then and there. The water from that point forward has been reverse osmosis, the house down boots.
And you know what I will say?
Or it better be.
I will say I do thank you that you have changed my life for the better.
Yeah.
Glinda and Alphaba.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, on that, should we take a break?
Let's take a break.
Okay.
Okay.
We're back.
Welcome back.
It's time for our Miss Thing of the Week, Olympics edition.
And this week, we're just going to get right to it.
Yeah, we've got to. We've got to get right on in.
Our Miss Thing this week is none other than
Simone Biles.
Now, Queen of Queens, she is the GOAT. You know.
I don't ever love that phrase, but it's just so GOAT. But anyway, yes.
I know what you mean, but it is
G period O period A period T period. Greatest of all time.
Exactly. She is just, and listen, I love women's gymnastics as any gay man worth their salt should.
Love them, love them. Went to a gymnastics meet the other week.
Oh, right.
At UCLA. It was so fun.
And
didn't know a single thing they were doing,
did
but
you see
really
any
loved
Olympians?
it. Well, I kept being like, a Simone coming?
Yeah,
I
would be the same. But anyway, Simone, she is, I mean, usually there's a lifespan on the gymnastics women. You know, they're lucky if they make it to a second one.
Sure.
She's now doing 3 back to back to back. She is, I don't fact check this, listeners, but I'm pretty sure she is the most decorated female gymnastics Olympian.
Incredible.
I mean, she's built for the sport. She has broken so many records. She can do so many twists in the air. She's a machine.
And she's been on so many boxes of the famous cereal Wheaties.
Yes.
I could imagine as Olympian. Never eaten it.
I don't think I've ever even seen any Olympian on a Wheaties box, but it's just a thing we know in culture.
It's the famous thing.
Yeah.
Wheaties box got milk ad.
New goal for us, get on a Wheaties box.
Get on a That is what we need to do next. Wheaties box got milk ad.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, exactly. Wait, have you seen those shirts recently that are certain gay, sexy, it's Andrew Scott or Jonathan Bailey, or I never watched the show, but I think it's Kit from Heartstopper.
Okay.
There's this new shirt that they're all wearing that says drink your milk, and then it's and it's supposed to look like another white substance kind of, and it's dripping down the shirt, and it's this viral shirt that all the hot gay actors are wearing right now.
I have not seen that. We're going to have to find that and post it on the Instagram and or the TikTok.
Yes. Drink your milk, ladies and gents.
Cut to that shirt being $8,000. Can you send us a drink your milk shirt, please?
One of our listeners, please send that to us.
American Dairy Association, please send us that shirt. And sponsor us.
And then we'll wear it and people will be please, actually.
It's over.
Yeah, take it off.
It's over.
Anyway, Simone, we're rooting for you this week and next week, whatever week this is that this is airing. Hopefully you're still competing.
Yeah, we are rooting for you right outside the Arc de Triomphe.
Yeah, exactly.
From our post.
But not to immediately make it about myself, but
I feel enough time has gone by.
Exactly. Simone, you're getting your awards, you're getting your gold medals.
Yeah. We need to get our flowers as well.
And famously last in 2020, she had to leave the Olympics because she got the twisties where she would lose herself in the air when she was flipping.
Oh my gosh, I completely forgot about that.
Yeah, right?
I think a lot was going on that year.
Yeah. What?
A lot. I'm actually not recalling.
Yeah. But so she had to remove herself. It sparked, another reason why she's great is it sparked a really great debate about mental health and putting that before, your accomplishments. It's all what you are, the real prize. And Simone, thank you for teaching us little girlies and boys
how to put yourself and your health first. I should leave this room because I don't want to catch that pimple that Tim has above his knee.
And I should leave this room because I don't want to catch the sickness that you had over the weekend.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
And then you, of course, have exposed me to
so many
extreme poison oak.
Well, so Simone getting the twisties reminds me of a story where I sort of got the twisties in a way.
You are so the twisties.
Very twisties. And also just kind of that competitive atmosphere, which is a few years ago, I was in my friend's wedding party and her wedding was on a Friday. And because she specifically wanted Saturday, she had rented for the weekend. We had all rented out like a bachelor style mansion, basically, where both the bride and the groom's wedding party were staying. There was like 30 of us in this huge mansion.
Cameras everywhere.
There should have. And so the wedding was Friday. Saturday, she just wanted it to be like a huge party with like the 30 of us in the wedding party. And when we woke up on Saturday, there was like 2 fridges filled with champagne. And
Oh,
so
boy.
Yes. And so she was like, well, I thought more of this would be drank at the wedding, but it wasn't. And so we really need to, and this is really nice champagne. We really got to go through it today.
Sure.
And so then
We have one day.
one day to go through all these bottles.
Show me what you got.
Exactly. And so then she comes up with the idea of doing champagne bong. Or, wait, yeah.
Pong.
Pong.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
And
Oh.
yes. And at this point also, there was me and my friend Mike. We were the only 2 gays in the bridal party.
Mm-hmm.
And the groom side, they were like friendly towards everyone, but we always kind of felt like, okay, they're not as friendly towards me and Mike. But we're too busy living in our own world to really,
And we're not going to go into why that is here today on the pod.
Exactly. And so we were just like, in our own little world. It was like a big weekend because Carly Rae Jepsen's Party for One had come out that weekend and we were vibing to it. We both were loving the song.
Love that. The 2 of you listening to Party for One.
I know. Kind of defeats
the purpose of the song.
You know what? But that's, anyways, neither here nor there.
Sure.
So then the champagne pong, the guys are starting it, and Mike and I like kind of prance our way up there, and we're like, oh, we would like to play next. And the 2 of the guys are kind of like, oh, well, it's kind of like we were kind of wanting to start with just like the guys. And we were like, interesting choice of words, the guys. But they did do like a hand gesture to meaning like their group of friends, kind of.
Sure.
So we were a little bit like, okay.
Yeah.
But then we were too busy being like, we're going to choreograph a dance to Party for One. So whatever. Let us know when all of the guys have gotten through playing champagne pong and then call us over. And they were like, great. So then, we do our whole like choreography thing. Then we notice, we look back, and it's like all of a sudden, like other girls from from the bridal side is playing. So we're like, what is this?
Okay.
So we kind of, strut our stuff over there, and we're like, yo, guys.
And gals at this point.
Yeah, what's happening here?
Uh-huh.
And they're like, oh, sorry, we couldn't find you. And we were like, you couldn't find us? Like around the pool, like popping our damn peas in our like hot pink caftans, like to Party for One.
Yeah, we're over here doing choreo to
The Lord's
Carly
work.
Rae.
Yeah.
You can't see us?
It's like, if anything, it's like, you know what? I do want to say, looking back, I could see maybe why they didn't want to enter our sphere, but it is like, we're here.
Yeah, you were sort of doing your own thing.
Yes.
Very different from the vibe of the rest of the group.
So we're kind of getting a little butthurt because we're kind of like, hello, where feels like you're specifically not including us in this. And
of course.
You're kind of getting that vibe of like back to like middle school recess, not getting picked, which a lot of gays have that experience of. So we're kind of like ready to go. We're like beast mode. All right, we're going to challenge you 2 boys. As soon as this one is done, we're challenging guys to champagne pong, and then we're looking at everyone else.
Champagne pong, by the way.
Champagne
pong,
yes,
the straight guys
yes,
playing champagne pong.
Exactly.
LOL.
L-O literal L.
Yeah. LGBT LOL.
So then we play and literally dominate. We
of course
beat them, and then
champagne's involved.
Exactly, sister. And we're like never have experienced a high like this.
Of course,
you know. And so then we're like, next set of guys. Like we've like decided that we want to beat every single last one of these boys and show them that just because we are dancing to our favorite girlies in hot pink caftans doesn't mean that we can also not own champagne pong.
Yeah, like we're not going to beat you at the sports. I beat you at your own game.
Yes. So we do that. Then it's like one of those things where like we are drinking champagne, but like we're winning so much that we're barely drinking. Cut to it's like 4 p.m. We've been playing for a couple hours. We've since now beaten every single person except for the last group of 2 boys. And people are kind of like, you guys really should cool it. And we're like, we're fine.
Screaming so loud,
Yeah.
like aggressively, like
swaying. Yeah. And then the game starts. I don't remember the end of it. I have been told that we won, which of course we did. Mm-hmm. And again, it was 4 p.m. at this point.
sun blaring.
Mm-hmm. We immediately blacked out. Mike ended up going straight to we had a bunk bed in this mansion. You know, it was a mansion and we still had bunk beds, but
sure.
He goes to the top.
you were the gay guys.
Exactly. Yeah, they're like top bunk, bottom bunk.
Sure.
Yeah. And so he goes to his top bunk. I apparently spent 2 hours getting any person I could to go down the water slide with me. I have no memory of that.
That's fun.
Yeah, fun. I hope so.
Sure.
That's what they tell me, at least.
Yeah. You haven't spoken to anyone since.
Yeah, exactly. But we then, I end up then going to bed at like 4:45 and sleep for 14 hours till like 6:30 a.m. I woke up at one point to Mike's throw up coming down the wall of the bunk bed. And listeners, it was the last time I've ever had champagne, nor will I ever sip the bubbly good stuff.
Ooh.
Because I did spend a good portion of the next day throwing up.
There's no hangover like a champagne hangover.
And I look back on it, and I'm like, we were the real, I won't say Mike, but me, I was the real monster, really like egging us on, like, why did we need to win? Why did we need to do this? Like, you know, it was.
Why did we drink 7 bottles between the two of us of champagne?
So much unnecessary champagne.
Yeah.
The competitive, like, nature took over us. We got our twisties, which was, you know, an unfortunate thing, but I do think it is the origin of the phrase champagne problems.
Okay. Yeah, it did sort of come into the cultural consciousness around that time, now that you say it.
Okay, and I actually have something to pose to you yet again on this pod.
Okay, I feel like I'm up against a wall here.
Champagne problems is
Who's got them?
Exactly, who's got them?
I've got them too. Na, 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 na.
Wait, what are you singing?
That's Boy Problems. I just realized. That's another Carly Rae Jepsen song.
I was nervous because the thing I was about to post to you is I can think of 3 songs called Champagne Problems. I'm not going to put this. Actually, I'm just
can't sing a single one of them.
Which is Taylor Swift has a song called Champagne Problems.
Never heard of that.
Meghan Trainor has a song called Champagne Problems.
Never heard of that.
And Nick Jonas has a song called Champagne Problems.
Never heard of that, but it wouldn't be surprised if it was all the same one.
I was wondering, of those 3, if you could sing the chorus of just one of them, and if you could list the one that you are, just say the artist of those 3, and then just a little bit of the chorus.
Meghan Trainor.
Okay.
Ooh, I got the champagne problems all in my bottom. Come on, pop, pop, poppity, pop.
Not far off.
I sort of lost my way towards the second half of the chorus, but I really feel like I just pulled some Megan out of my. I uncorked some Megan.
Pop, pop, poppity, pop.
You can
It's
take
already
that.
in my head.
You can take that to the studio and record it.
I mean, I'm all fizzy. Greg, how do you make Simone Biles all about yourself?
Well, it's so interesting for us to be, featuring an athlete on Miss Thing Pod, as I am so not athletically inclined, despite being...
What?
No.
You seem...
I can play now, but when I was a kid, I was enrolled in absolutely every sport. My dad was also the coach of every sport. He's such a coach dad. Mm-hmm. And of course, he would have loved nothing more than me to play and be good at every sport. And I have the famous thing, fear of the ball. Let's just say. I sort of avoid
my experience.
the sports ball. Okay. I sort of avoid at all costs.
I'm gonna sort of call it that right now and be like, Vat, I have a question to pose to you. Okay.
I need probably tell you I am not great at sports. It's not something I like to put my time or energy into, you know, like when I could be watching TV, catching up on literally anything we talk about
doing
on this
literally
pod.
anything else. Yes.
Yeah. I have always longed to be a dancer. I've always wanted to be a dancer. And of course, what Simone Biles does, it's graceful, you know, it's choreography, it's athleticism, but it's also performance.
Yeah.
And as you know, not a great dancer,
but the greatest
showman. A showman. The greatest soundtrack
of all time.
Of all time. And me. And the thing is, I can dance sometimes, but I'm not great at picking up choreography. Let's just say that's not my strong suit.
If I was on Drag Race, not to completely derail your story, and I'm actually curious to know this about you.
And you sort of always do put yourself in the position of being on Drag Race, which, by the way, just thought of an amazing drag name the other day.
What was it?
Susan So Random.
Love that. I'm like nervous because I know in the past we've talked about Drag Race, and then you sort of like, we both had this delusion, which we do think, and sort of every gay man has this delusion that we do think that eventually we will be on Drag Race.
Yes, of course.
I always think that, like, I always think of, like, what challenge would I go home on? Even though I think, like, obviously I would win it, you know, which is pure delusion.
No, of course.
But
we all will win it.
What challenge do you... I always think that, I would kill so many of the challenges, and the one that I know I would be placed in the bottom for is the choreography ones. I think I would be great at lip syncing and freestyle dancing, but not... the choreography thing when they're like, okay, I would for sure be the one while the other queens are like tee-hee-heeing off to the side, being like, he cannot keep up.
Yeah, Jamal Sims sort of asks you what your move is, and you sort of do the whoa. That's also my move.
Yeah. Jamal Sims is like, it's really just 1 2 1 2. Why can you not do it? And I'm like, well, because there's that pesky 2 is getting in there.
Pesky 2, I can only sort of remember one thing at a time.
Exactly. Anyways, I completely... Wait, first, do you have a challenge that you think you would be in the bottom for?
Oh God, that's such a hard question. The ones where they make up a room, where they have to paint a room and then act as if like it's a club. I don't know if I would do so good at that one. Even though it's like improv-y, I just don't want to like be also, as someone who has...
Weirdly, I think I would kill that challenge.
As someone who has redecorated a house and also done a lot of construction and lived through that, I think it would just be too triggering for me.
Which is funny because I will say right here and on the pod that I think you have great aesthetic style, interior design. I famously like throw 3 picture frames up on my walls and call it a day, and yet I think I would
sort of demand them to be in the frame.
I'm like, hey, I've got 3 up. Please, let's showcase them.
Yeah, that's sort of what you do. You put 3 frames up on a wall and you think you have an amazing club.
I've done it. But I would sort of lean into it, and that would sort of be the centerpiece of, you know what I mean? The comedy would be that there's only 3 frames in this club.
And it does keep you focused on the comedy. Yeah. I see what you're doing there. I really do like where your head's at.
Anyways, okay, I derailed you.
No. I mean, I love it. I love talking about Drag Race, which of course I am starting to come around to the fact that I would be considered a geriatric queen.
Oh, we would. It's whenever someone, they're like, this queen is 30 years old. And they like start talking loud. They start talking louder to that queen and slower in a way that honestly I appreciate. I would actually appreciate if people talked louder and slower to me.
Yeah, I need some time to process and really make sure I'm hearing you correctly. So it's always hard to know that, you know, everyone on that show is younger than you and they're considered elderly. That being said, choreography is not my strong suit.
Such a long,
but because they're taking the arc back to choreography, not my strong suit. Dance, though, when the mood strikes, sometimes I could turn some moves.
You can get down on that dance floor.
Yeah, and also using props, which I think gymnasts kind of use props. They use their the swingy things and the balance beams, what have you. They utilize
the environment.
More than just the floor. Mm-hmm. Like they're utilizing their environment and acting with props, sort of J-Lo style, top hat and cane. So when I was younger, I wasn't necessarily, I would usually go over to like friends' houses because I have 3 siblings. Our house was very full all the time. And it was just it would get very noisy and full. But one day my friend came over, and of course, I don't like to get too loud because my mom is famously someone that, like, if the volume is above 1 on the TV,
she wants it so it's like you can barely hear it.
100%. And even then it's like too loud. She's like covering her ears. She like needs her. Yeah. So you know how in your house, you must, like, if you're anything like me, in your house there's a chair that's there for like decoration. Mm-hmm. A chair that sort of like sits in a corner. It's never used. It's been in the family somehow for centuries, but it's just a random chair.
Ours was wicker.
Yours was wicker. Mm-hmm. Ours was wicker-esque, but it had like, I don't know if it's wicker, but it had like a sort of stitching in the middle for the seat.
Yeah.
Kind of wicker, like a thin wooden weave. Yeah.
Wait, literally same.
We all had that chair.
Everyone had a thin wooden weave wicker-esque chair.
We all have that chair.
Everyone unite.
Over this chair. But no one has ever used it. No one's ever sat in it. And it just sits in the corner. So uncomfortable. Completely useless. My friend is over. Stronger by Britney Spears comes on. I am dancing. I am really starting to dance. And of course, if you recall, that music video famously has a chair being utilized in it. So I'm overtaken by the spirit. The Spears-it, let's say. Yeah. I am overtaken by the Holy Spears-it.
And you feel stronger than ever.
Stronger than yesterday, for sure. I grab that chair. I get my ass on the chair. Stand up. My foot goes right through. Right.
And how old are
you
through
the weaving? I want to say early teens.
Okay, yeah.
My mother screams from upstairs. What just happened? First of all, already on edge because there's music on. Yeah. She turns the corner to find my leg through her chair. Now, when I tell you, there's been sort of no acknowledgement of this chair ever.
Yeah.
The way this became the most valuable, rarest family heirloom in that moment. Like,
if they got one thing in your mom's will, is this chair.
Like, had we taken it to Antiques Roadshow the day before, it would have been worthless.
Yeah.
That moment forward, it was like, had we taken it that day, it would have been a priceless artifact. We would have had to get like security to remove us from the Javits Center because it was like the most valuable item on the planet. So of course I feel awful. Yeah. I have to explain to my mother, that I just destroyed her mother's chair.
As your foot is currently through
my
the chair.
foot through the chair. Yeah. And she goes, I don't know where I'm going to get this woven. I don't know where I'm going to get this woven. Ultimately, she did get it reweaved.
Okay.
She did get it reweaved on her dime. I didn't have the money to sort of
course. Yeah.
Pay for that at the time.
I think that you bring up a very interesting thing that we must discuss on this pod, which is why is it that every parent has like...
Everything I say is interesting, by the way, not to cut you off, but don't ever sort of question that again.
I we're going to move right along on that one.
Okay.
It's like there's always like one furniture item that your parents had. Like we had a love seat that is like from the 1800s that is like had been reupholstered so many times and no one is allowed to sit on it, yet it takes up such a prime like real estate in our living room that's like begging for you to sit on it, even though it also looks like the most uncomfortable thing. Like you would never, it's like the only sort of cushion that they have is like 3 feathers, you know?
And it's purely to take up space.
And it is something where it's like the only function it serves is so that when you have guests come over, your mom can then say, look at this love seat from the 1800s. And you're like, that's
proudly.
So proud. And it's like, there's always,
It's
and
antique.
I feel like all of my friends had some sort of thing where it's like, stay off of that ottoman.
Another great drag name, Antique.
For your sister. Well, your sister's name is Anne.
And her middle name is Teak, actually. So. Is it time for another game? Because I brought a game to you. Okay. Since this is a sports-themed episode,
bring it.
Olympics-themed, we need to play a little this or that game.
Give it to me.
Okay, so this is a little game that I like to call Athlete or Media Personality.
Ooh, okay. I'm ready.
These are famous athletes turned media personality. Do you consider them more of an athlete? Do you consider them more of a
personality?
A star.
Yeah.
A TV hog, let's say. Johnny Weir.
Oh, media personality. Wait, what is it? It's athlete or media personality?
Athlete or personality.
Oh, personality.
Tara Lipinski.
I guess I would say personality.
At this point.
At this point.
Okay, Adam Rippon.
I would say on his way towards personality.
You have to pick one.
Okay, fine. You know what? Athlete.
Gus Kenworthy.
Athlete.
Okay. Okay, Michael Phelps.
Athlete.
Tanya Harding.
Athlete.
LeBron James.
Athlete.
The Williams sisters.
Oh. Like if you want to talk about goats. Mm-hmm. Bah.
Okay, athlete or personality?
Athlete.
The Bella Twins.
I have no idea who they are. So.
Wrestling super duo.
Oh, personalities.
Okay. Shaq.
Personality.
Travis Kelce. Say what you feel.
I am going to say personality.
I'd have to agree.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Great game.
Thank you.
Love it. Let's take a break.
I agree.
Welcome back.
We're back. We're back with Diva Down. This is our segment where we give unsolicited advice to a thing that's happening right now in the culture that, just really needs our help. And that thing is...
our bodies in this heat.
Our bodies in this heat.
It's too hot. Enough.
It is too freaking hot.
This is what I want my body to do. I want to break into a local hotel pool.
Oh.
Okay. Go, because those are so,
one of the lower end ones.
Yeah, lower.
Probably,
there's
where they're not
certainly
checking.
Ones that you can, just waltz right into. They're not really checking.
Yeah, of course.
I want to go out and buy, a big umbrella hat. One that you can put to the top of your head, and it kind of, fans out over and covers the whole circumference of my body.
Okay, okay.
Then I want to...
An umbrella hat.
An umbrella hat.
Okay.
Then I want to go submerge myself in the coldest water possible. Mm-hmm. I don't want to splash. I don't want to move around because that takes up too much energy.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to take out my phone, go to the edge of the pool, turn on the Olympics.
Oh.
Watch other people actively do things while I sit still in that pool.
And moderate.
and moderate. And then, chomp down on a Choco Taco because they're back.
You keep sort of saying that. I have not heard of them being back besides out of your mouth.
I'm confident that they will be back
as
this is currently happening in time and space.
I hope. I would sort of love
Okay, you know what? If it's not a Choco Taco, one of those rocket rainbow red, white, and blue popsicles.
See, those don't do it for me. I'd rather the Choco Taco.
I mean, it's
too much
if not American.
Work. Too much tongue work.
Oh, I'm a master of tongue work.
Yeah. No, I mean the colors. I just, ooh, I don't know about
Oh,
that.
it's what? It's like cherry, lemon, and blue raspberry.
What I'm saying is that then you don't have like you don't have a red, white, and blue tongue. You sort of have it all just mashed together, and it's kind of purpley. I don't like that.
Okay, well, you know what?
That's just my opinion.
This is yet again another time where I feel so far apart from my co-host.
Well, anyways, I have advice for my body in this heat too.
Okay, what is your advice?
I'm sorry. You know what? I used to think that I liked heat. I used to think I was fine with it, but as an East Coaster, I think like summer came, I sort of made the most of it. Mm. But the beauty of LA is that it was supposed to be dry. We're here, the heat is not going to overwhelm because you are not suffering from humidity, and the nights will still be cool. That is no longer the case. Mm-mm. Not only is that no longer the case, but suddenly we're being attacked by a new form of mosquito. What? On the east side of Los Angeles, for the last few years, every summer, there is a new like breed of mosquito. They are so tiny, and they go right for the ankle. They go right for the ankle. You don't hear them. You don't see them. No way to detect them. But millions of them grow in like the tiniest thimbleful of water. So if you have any still water, those mosquitoes are there. And they carry, I believe, West Nile virus, which in case you needed another thing to worry about. So this summer, I'm just saying protect your ankles.
Oh, okay.
Wear several layers of sock.
I've got pimples all over my ankles at this point. So.
Yeah, do we need to get your legs examined?
Probably.
Anyways, stream the Olympics on Peacock.
Yes, keep up with our live coverage of it.
Yeah.
And listeners, we have a new mission for you, which is we will be damned if we do not get featured on Apple Podcasts. You know, we want to be featured.
Yeah.
And we need your
We deserve
help.
to be featured.
Exactly. It's like, who better than us?
Yeah.
You know?
We know you agree.
Exactly. Tweet at Apple. Any and all social media. You know, let your dear friend Apple know.
Let your dear friend Tim Cook, we're calling. We have two gay Tims.
Exactly.
From one gay Tim to another gay Tim. Yeah.
And also, if you are enjoying this, which we know you are.
We know you're living,
you know,
laughing,
maybe
loving.
put up a story. Say, I'm enjoying this.
Follow us and repost us.
Yes.
And also, make sure your friends follow us. Make them repost us.
Let them know what's up.
Yep.
And we will let you know what's up next week on our next episode
of Miss Thing
with Greg and Tim. Okay, goodbye.
Bye. Miss Thing podcast is created, executive produced, and hosted by Greg Trimmer and Tim Zientek.
It's produced and edited by Benji Simons, with cover art and additional creative support by Claude Zeins.
Follow us on TikTok and Instagram at Miss Thing the Pod.
New episodes drop every Tuesday. Watch on YouTube or listen on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Please subscribe, rate, and review, but only raves. Strictly 5 stars and above.
Follow Greg at Greg Trimmer and Tim at Tim_Zientek on all social media. Bonk.